Hi, I'm Becky. I'm Manufacturing the Future Portfolio Manager, one of the portfolio managers manufacturing. So first off, obviously, I'm sure probably most of you know, but just a very brief kind of who we are. So obviously, EPSRC is one of the 9 councils that forms UKRI, so UK Research and Innovation, and we are kind of looked after by BEIS, and obviously which is then kind of looks after the Treasury. So we obviously work with the government closely to invest over 7 billion a year in research and innovation to create knowledge with impact. So very briefly about our UKI Corporate Plan 2020-2021. So this was released, I think, last month. And this is kind of in relation to the research roadmap, which was released over the summer, I think in about August. So obviously this is to kind of highlight what we want to do as a council and UKI as a whole in the kind of coming months. So obviously you can see our vision and our mission there. So vision is outstanding research and innovation system in the UK. So it gives everyone the opportunity to contribute, collaborate and benefit, enriching lives locally, nationally and internationally. And our mission is to convene, catalyse and invest. And you'll see these words come up again and again in the future. So convene and catalyse, this is about listening to communities. It's obviously kind of you as the researchers, but also the public, create new collaborations and working on partnerships. That's obviously particularly something that is relevant for the network. Also will incentivise the development of research and innovation and invest in people and ideas and infrastructure through obviously our portfolio of research and public ensures public benefit as well. And this is something that is really, really important to us, is about what benefits will it provide to the public, be it that economic or social or people or whatever. So obviously that's our corporate plan. So how this feeds into our delivery plan as EPSRCs, this was released obviously in 2019. So I'm sure you're kind of very familiar. So we have 3 overarching objectives. So that's about delivering economic impact, realising potential of engineering and physical sciences research, and enabling the UK landscape. And it's this second objective about realising the potential that is particularly focuses on delivering the 2.4% GDP target for research, which was obviously been highly well known and is actually still important, in fact perhaps even more so now due to COVID. So obviously these obviously the overarching objectives are kind of then form what's called this priority framework. So I just want to highlight the ones that I've circled in red here. So I think the ones that all are, but ones that particularly see the DFAN networks, obviously we kind of have along the top. So we've got the productive nation, which is catalysing growth, and this is where manufacturing particularly links into this nation. Realising the potential, so this is obviously about connecting the research landscape to accelerate impact. So obviously as a network you kind of expect to kind of link different academics and industry together. Enhancing business engagement, so again obviously the links of industry is really, really important as a network. And inspiring, informing and interacting with the public. So again I think there's lots of opportunities coming up in the next couple of years or so to be able to do this. And I think actually kind of the pandemic, there's kind of it brings up kind of new opportunities and kind of things you haven't thought of about how you can engage with different groups of people. So more, I guess, about our the manufacturing of the future theme specifically. So obviously you have our theme strategy. So what we want to do is show what, as our strategy, we consider important and our place in the landscape. And it's to inform and explain what we do and to highlight research that we particularly want to fund. So i.e. we might be doing strategic investment calls or our community-led calls or our fellowship priorities. And our strategies, so we have our vision, which is prosperous and productive UK supported by a thriving research and knowledge-led manufacturing base, and our mission, which is to create and capture the benefits of basic research for UK manufacturing industries. So these are kind of quite 2 high-level kind of objectives, but they're very kind of simple, kind of easy to understand. So the vision and our mission are supported by our priorities, and these are our new priorities which have been recently developed. So obviously you can see there are 6 research priorities that we have here, and this is by no means obviously encompass a lot of manufacturing, but it's just things that we particularly want to highlight. For example, the precision made and scalable at cost and responsive manufacturing. So we actually are running 2 calls in these at the moment. We've got something potentially in digital coming up next year. But again, obviously, so our aim is to kind of support research, particularly in these areas. And I think obviously with additive as well, obviously it's not specifically mentioned in these, but I think it kind of fits in to all of the priorities, I think, in some way, and is obviously particularly important. And we do have quite a large additive portfolio. So as part of obviously our research, kind of refund things that are novel, timely, ambitious, adventurous, transformative, and impactful. So obviously this is not just about kind of obviously it's about society, economic impact, people, knowledge, and obviously when we discuss impact as well, it's not just how many kind of articles or what is being published, it's all encompassing as well. So what should DFAM do? I think obviously this has kind of been discussed by Patrick already, but obviously just to reiterate, facilitate and promote collaborations, both new and existing, collaborate and communicate with industry and other academic disciplines, so away from additive, engage and advocate for the community and EPSRC as well. That's something that's important. And obviously with public, the research community and the government, and innovate, so obviously hope kind of catalyse those future research challenges and accelerate impact. So I kind of wanted to highlight a couple of things that potentially the network could get involved with. So obviously we have our critical mass investments. So these are future manufacturing research hubs. So they're different colours because they were funded in different rounds. But for example, I think the materials and additive powder processes, that's based at Sheffield. We have the composites and the advanced metrology hub as well. Obviously lots of kind of opportunities potentially for like link ups in the future. And also we have our programme grants. I'm thinking particularly of the Enable Next Generation Additive Manufacturing, which is run by Professor Haig at Nottingham, and Large Area Metal Additive, Professor Williams at Cranfield. But obviously these programme grants and the hubs aren't just the only kind of activities that we do have. There is kind of lots of opportunities as well within our portfolio, but I just kind of wanted to highlight these ones of particular interest. So some current activities, obviously we have our standard research, we have our calls which are going on at the moment, but obviously we're kind of thinking about for next year how we want to run our calls. So it's kind of might be something to get with in the future. Obviously we have our ISCF, so manufacturing made smarter as well. We always think about impacts and outcomes. Other opportunities, we have lead agency agreements with America and Ireland, so obviously thinking about like international collaborations. Also just wanted to highlight our future calls, which we do have a new website up called the Funding Finder, so please go on and have a look. And community workshops as well, so these will be in the new year potentially to kind of work up the scope for our next call, so anyone please do get involved. And a super quick and finally, please join the peer review college, review proposals where you can, keep your details updated on Seable, and if you're interested in becoming a panel member, then please do let me know. And also any, and particularly obviously with the network, if you're sharing success, so any kind of impact outcomes, however small or big, please do let us know, as EPSRC are always interested. And that's it from me. Thank you very much.